Hello model railroaders, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video of stuff going on with my railroad.
Look.
In this series of videos, we're going to start building the shop building. It's Walthers shop building number 1. That is my mock-up of it. Make sure it fits. It's sat there for quite a while, if you've seen my other videos. And it's got a track that's supposed to go through it. And that track is just going to be basically for scenic purposes. A few other things going on in the yard here. Still need to build the roof there. Scenery, a few other things. But we're going to start on that here directly. I hope you all enjoyed this series. Here's a kit, guys. Shop building number 1 from Walthers. It's an HO scale kit. You saw my foam core mock-up. How I made that was I laser cut the base to the dimensions that Walthers gives you online. And then I took out my pieces and even my base, my walls, and traced them on foam core and cut them out. That way I'd have a mock-up to see how I liked it and see how it went. So I just used these dimensions to cut out the base that you see with the shop building number on it and the item number. The item number is right there. My foam core mock-up. Forgot to show you this. All I did to make this, just to make sure I had the kit already. You don't have to have the kit already. Took a wall, laid it on foam core, traced it. That's why this kit's already open. Did the same for the ends. Inside's nothing fancy, hot glue. I like to always start, so read the instructions. So I'm gonna read these, you're gonna watch, and there's gonna be some time lapse going on here. Alright, pretty straightforward. Single sheet of paper instructions. You can download these online, I believe. Let's look at the parts we have. Got a front wall. Nice base piece. There's marks right here for cutting if you want to modify it. Do an angled building or something like that. Both ends. There and there. Got some detail parts. Brickwork for the top. Looks like some more angled parts and detail and a couple of doors. 3. Looks like they give you a spare scratch building parts now. Both ends. A, B, 1, 2, whatever you want to call them. There's the roof. Looks like they give you a lot of options. Looks like you could do a 3-door version. Put up against a wall with 3 tracks going into it instead of 2 from end to end. Just as a backdrop section. That's neat. Might use that for scratch build for something. Maybe make a low relief warehouse of some sort somewhere. Whatever number 11 was, probably the base or the roof. Snipped it out, checking sizes. Got a little thing here, warranty information. Please write or fax customer service department before replacement parts, stuff like that. That's handy. I've never had to use that. There's usually more parts than you need. which is great. Love Walthers for that. Window frames, lots of them, which is good. Might even end up with a few spares. More scratch building supplies for me. These are all the windows. Not the very best, but still very good. If you can see, there's maybe, put my hand there, maybe not. There's some raised portions printed into it. I'll probably take a brush and paint those black when that time comes to put windows in it. And then last but not least, we have decals. You've got some white decals here that you cannot see at all, but they're there. No clearance, back shop, rail shop, building 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you want to call it. Bunch of different names. Really neat. A bunch of decals. So that's what we got here. So we're gonna set those aside. I usually keep the lid up on my layout out of the way. Parts that I don't need right away. One of which will be the windows. Those decals. The window frames. And I'll set this box off to the side here. Figure out where I put my instructions. Maybe my helper made off with them. She's hiding out under the train layout, which is not uncommon for her. So the instructions say to put the windows in before you glue the walls together. Now that's interesting. I don't know if I want to do it that way, considering it's an open back kit. And I want to paint it all once I get the walls assembled first. I want to assemble this kit and then paint it, so we'll do the windows last. And we're going to go with this scrap piece and leave that aside. Got our roof here. That'll take a little bit of trimming. Got some flash still on there. Ah, the roof is number 11. There's the tag for it. And we got the end cap end pieces. I'm sure you can hear my helper down there jibber jabbering at me. And I'm actually probably not even going to use the doors on this, or much of this other detail parts. So there we go. Off to the side for now. We'll put those in the other box. This we'll need. Here's the base. Clean the flash up on that with a hobby knife. There's the front. Front we'll need. We'll set that off right there. And the sides. So let's start with the base. Grab a hobby knife. Had it over here. Actually, we'll grab the one that's in here. Another kit I'm working on. I'll do a build series on one of these too. Water column. Look out for that in the future. Who knows when it'll be, but it'll be. This box you saw me just pull the X-Acto knife out of is my travel kit. I put glue in there, CA. I use put some solvents in there and stuff and a few things, so that way if I'm going somewhere and I want to work on a kit when I've got downtime, I can do it. Sometimes I take it with me to work and I work on a kit during lunch, which is what I was doing with that water column. So we're going to clean the flash here on the back of the knife. Just along there. Clean all that gunk off. Got a little bit of a bigger piece there. Use the blade side. Just real gently shave it. Don't want to take too much off. Flip the knife over, go over it. Feels nice and smooth. Check the front. Front looks really good. So it's got divot on it. We'll clean that up some. Always be careful. These hobby knives are extremely sharp. I'm not gonna do anything to the front of that. And I'll clean up the inside some. Just for good practice. Not as worried about it. Just want to make sure that the divots like this right here, if you can see them, maybe are gone. I don't know if I like this camera angle. I might change it up. Get you guys a little closer to what I'm working on. Another thing you can use if you don't have an X-Acto knife, go into your simple nail file. Use the coarse side a little bit, flip it over, and the fine side along that. Use a little bit of a rough edge, but sometimes you want that when you paint it, it looks good. Your wife, girlfriend, or mom won't be happy when you steal them, but I bought a whole box of them. So she steals them from me, actually. There you go, cleaned up. Alright, base is ready.